is very important to explain you what exactly gambling addiction means. The main thing about the gambling addiction is that it has two aspects, physiological and psychological. As much as money you lose, as much as noradrenaline your body produces. So it is like with some kind of substance. When you used to it, you need more. To make the dose bigger, you make the bet bigger. Hello, my name is Desislava Bezisnka Sheinkova and I have doctoral degree in the field of psychology. I work with gambling addiction mainly, and today we will start your journey to quit gambling. Welcome to today's episode. I hope I will help with the understanding of gambling addiction. It is very important to explain you what exactly gambling addiction means, because I have the philosophy that you should know your enemy. If you don't know your enemy, you don't know what you fight against, what strength you should use or what weapon. And that's why it is very important to understand every aspect of it. The main thing about the gambling addiction is that it has two aspects, physiological and psychological. And both of them are connected and very important. For example, we will start with the physiological aspect. Every person has some balance of his hormones in his body, and every hormone provokes some reaction. In gambling, we don't have any substance that comes from the outside. Most people do not understand that the absence of some substance, physical substance, doesn't mean that substance do not exist. In, for example, consuming some alcohol, there is substance, and the substance is alcohol. In gambling, the substance is inside your body. This substance is called catecholamines. This is a group of hormones which combines noradrenaline, adrenaline, and dopamine. Noradrenaline is responsible for the impulse control of our body. The adrenaline is the fight or flight mode of our body, and the dopamine is the so-called hormone of pleasure, not of happiness. At the beginning, when you started to gamble, small amounts of noradrenaline, adrenaline and dopamine were sent to your body. Small, but more than the usual amount that your body produces for a day. With the time, your body becomes resistant with this small amount that has been released. At the beginning, you start with a small bet. This small bet releases this small amount of these hormones. So when you become resistant, your body needs more from these hormones. So with the time, it becomes some kind of norm for your body to accept this amount of these hormones. And when it happens, your body needs more. So it is like with some kind of substance. When you used to it, you need more. To make the dose bigger, you make the bet bigger. And with the time, the bet start to become bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is the reason why you started, for example, with $1 and now you play with 5, 10, or 50 for just one spin. But our body has some limitations. If it is substance from outside, we don't have any limitations. It is something from the outside. But our body has its limitations. So there is time when your body comes to its own limit of producing to these hormones. When this time comes, what our body will do? Well, there are three things. First, take a loan, because when you take a loan and you own money, your body continue to produce adrenaline. Second is to lie. You start to lie on everyday basis, especially for money. And this lie and the risk that you will be caught that you are lying, this is what makes the body stay into adrenaline rush. And the last but very important thing that will give you answers of a lot of your questions is that as much as money you lose, as much as noradrenaline your body produces. And here is the answer why you play, but you already don't take the money out. Because the machine is giving, the roulette is giving, but it's never enough to take it out. Yes, because your body reaction of the loss is a lot stronger than your body reaction of the win. I hope this is some answer for you and something that helps you understand why you do this. So here is the place to connect the physiological part of the addiction with the psychological part of it. Well, now let's look how our mind works. Let's divide it in two. One will be our conscious, two will be our subconscious. Our conscious mind is our everyday mind. It works with thoughts, with numbers, with letters, it reads, it makes analysis, what actually every one of us is doing in every day. Our subconscious mind is the little kid inside our head. It works with pictures, emotions and feelings. So we have these sides of our mind. When you start gambling and the adrenaline goes up, it provokes emotion, which means that our conscious says, no, I cannot work here, I don't understand this, and it falls asleep. And our subconscious mind is already awakened. Why? Because it works with emotions. And the little kid inside of you, it starts playing. It doesn't look in the amount of money that you bet. It doesn't look in the amount of time that you spend there. It is just playing and feeling emotion. At the end of the process, when you finish your game, the subconscious mind goes to sleep and the conscious is awake. This is the moment which every compulsive gambler can recognize and identify, because this is the moment when you think, what have I done? So probably in this moment you think, it's not me, I don't have control. Why I don't have this control? Well, it really isn't you. It's your subconscious mind, and these are your emotions provoked by the hormonal disbalances in your body. So at the end of this episode, I will ask you to do a task before you watch the next one. This task is called Inventory of Funds. Sit down, take a sheet of paper and divide it in two. On one side, you write down everything that you remember as loss, everything since the beginning of your gambling. At the other side, you write down every win that you remember, every amount of money that you have ever won. At the end, compare the two amounts to the amount of losses. Add every loan and credit and debt that you have. And after that, from this sum, you subtract the sum of winnings. You will see the exact picture of the time that you have actually played. I hope today's episode helped you.